A state representative from Baldwin County wants child rapists to face the death penalty. His plan is laid out in a House bill filed for the next legislative session that begins in February.
As WKRG News 5's Asher Red reports, Alabama could become the third state to allow the death penalty for crimes other than murder.
Child rapists in the execution chamber. It's something Republican State Representative Matt Simpson wants to make a reality.
I think that crime is the worst of the worst. I think there's no rehabilitation of someone that commits an offense like that on a child that young.
Simpson pre-filed a bill that would allow capital punishment for adults convicted of first-degree rape or sodomy of a child under the age of 6. Rehabilitation is something Simpson says is a lost cause for offenders of these crimes.
I do feel personally that the death penalty is not used enough in our society.
While Simpson says the death penalty would be a deterrent for potential offenders, defense attorney Chase Dearman strongly disagrees.
The death penalty is quite honestly the dumbest thing I have seen. It's simply about revenge.
Currently in the state of Alabama, the first-degree rape or sodomy of a child under the age of 6 years old is punishable by life in prison without the possibility of parole. That means the state would have to feed, clothe, and house that offender for the rest of their life.
I think personally that that's cruel and unusual punishment. I think that we should expedite that process and be able to execute the person that committed this offense.
A life sentence without the possibility of parole means that you will not leave prison unless you're in a pine box.
In 2008, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that sentencing a defendant to death for any crime other than a homicide or crimes against the state is unconstitutional under the 8th Amendment. If Simpson's bill passes, Alabama would be the third state behind Florida and Tennessee to pass laws challenging the Supreme Court's decision.
There's a movement afoot to try to change the Supreme Court's ruling and overturn that case.
If passed, the law would only affect criminals who commit these crimes after the bill is signed into law. In Mobile, I'm Asher Red, WKRG News 5.